Hey, welcome back. Friday night. Been working in the yard all day. Did a little video on time lapse. That was kind of cool. It's only the second one I've done like that. And I'm just gonna adjust this just a touch. Wanted the fire in there, but anyway, I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. I wanted to talk a little bit. So I did a video last Friday night, kind of about kind of deeper discussion about the dark periods that everybody goes through in life. And I don't want to do all my videos like that, deep and dark. And I hope it brought some light to some people and maybe helped somebody. But I wanted to talk, this is definitely lighter than that discussion, but about life and the choices we make and the paths we end up on. I think it's pretty rare. I mean, there are some people that have a path set out from the time they're like 12 years old, and they crank out the high school and then the college and then the PhD, and they know exactly what they're doing all the time. Well, I thought I was on that path. I mean, I went to college. Took me years and years. I think it was 14 years after high school that I graduated from college in '95 from BYU school, by the way. And the reason it took me so long is I was not a big fan of college. I thought I was. Ended up with enough credits for almost 3 degrees. Ended up using none of them. So I graduated pre-med, a zoology degree, and the plan was, when I decided I couldn't handle med school, I couldn't handle the thought of all those years of college still, and then working your way through residency and all that stuff. And I admire those of you that have done that. That takes a lot of determination and passion and drive. But yeah, I was going to teach high school. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to teach high school. I wanted to coach basketball. That was the hope. But the one thing I never looked into when I set out on this path was, what does this pay? Am I going to be able to make a living doing this? And like I said, this is about 30 years ago when I finally did graduate from college. And I found out that I was living in Utah at the time. I'd come back after my divorce, lived in Colorado for a while, and then moved back to Utah. And I found out that teachers just did not make much money back then. In fact, I was going to get paid $17,000 a year to teach. And I thought, I don't have to be rich, but I don't want to be poor. I was making more than that painting houses during the summer. That's how I worked my way through college. And after I got married and then divorced, I mean, that's how I made my living. And I thought, well, I'm not going to go work for 17 grand and then have to work the whole summer plus a side job doing stuff I don't want to do. I'm just going to start my own business. That was never my intention. What I'm doing now was never my intention. In fact, I've told all my kids, because a couple of them showed some interest in maybe taking over my business someday. Excuse me. And I was like, you don't want to do this. I'm on the road 200 days plus a year. I work 60, 70 hours a week when I'm on the road, and I'm away from my family a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a good life, a blessed life. I am not bitching even a little bit here. I'm just saying it's kind of funny, because I know a lot of people like this, that they thought they had a life planned out, the way they were going to handle their life, what they were going to do, where they were going to go, where they were going to live, all that stuff. And my life has turned out fantastic. I've been around a fair bit of time now, and I really do not have complaints. I don't like being on the road anymore, and I am working on getting off the road, but it's a process. And so I guess what I'm saying is, especially if you're younger. Now, I know I've seen my audience. It's mostly people 40 and up that are watching my videos, but there are a fair number of 18 to 34-year-olds. So if you're watching and you think you have your life all laid out, first of all, I hope you do. I hope you're so your mindset, your focus is so fantastic that you know, hey, this is what I'm doing. There's no turning me away from this, because I don't think most people have that. I don't think most people have that kind of focus, and we kind of fall into our situations. I definitely fell into my situation. You know, I painted houses to work my way through college. I worked for a company called College Pro Painters up in Canada in the 80s. In fact, my buddy and I, that we were a team, we worked together, and we were the #1 painting crew in Western Canada for one, maybe 2 summers. That just means that we had the most output. Back then, they would tell you, you have 100 hours to do this job. If it took you 150, you got paid 100. If it took you 50, you got paid 100. And we always killed our budgets, and I didn't mind the work. So when I finished my college, because I didn't do the research I should have, do your research, whatever you're going into, and then follow through on it. I just never had that focus in college. I remember one semester I really focused and I really tried, and I got a 4.0. I think I graduated from college with, I think it was around a 3.1 GPA. Nothing to brag about, not horrible. I know I have the ability to do really well. I just didn't have the focus in that area. With my business, I do have that focus. I get on the road. There's nobody there to tell me what time to get up, what time to go to bed, how much work to do. It's from my dad. The work drive I have is definitely from my dad and my mom. They both started working really young in Norway. My mom was, I believe, 13 when she moved from their family farm into the city in Stavanger and started working in a nursing home. My dad started on the shipyards in Norway when he was 13 or 14, and never finished high school, helped support the family, but he's one of the smarter guys I know. He's read hundreds of books. He started his own business in Canada, did very well for himself. You know, college gets pushed a lot. I think it's becoming less. People, for some reason, look down their noses at somebody who's like me, a blue-collar guy. I go out, I run a painting company, I do all the work myself. I am starting one here in Utah where hopefully I'll have some other people working for me. But I remember, real short story here, I was up in Canada quite a few years ago, and I ran into the dad of one of my high school friends. And this high school friend, Espelan, don't knock my camera. No, stay there. You're good puppy. If my camera goes, I'm sorry. But I ran into my buddy's dad at the grocery store. And I remember asking, hey, how's so-and-so doing, my buddy? And he says, oh, he lives up in British Columbia now. He's an accountant, and, you know, he's doing okay. I says, oh, good. I hope he's making a good living and having a great life. And he says, well, he probably doesn't make much more than a painter, which was a slam at me. And I wanted so bad to say, I promise you I make more than your son, but I didn't. I just shut my mouth and, oh, well, tell him I said hi. But there is this perception in our society that if you're, you know who there's a new generation of millionaires coming along. You know who they are? They run AC companies and electrical companies and construction companies. And a lot of them never went to college at all. I did go to college. I finished, graduated, never used the degree. Although, you know, I wouldn't trade it. It was a fantastic 14 years. It actually didn't take me 14 years. I left for many years and then went back and finished after my divorce. Got married and had a kid in between there. So I don't know really what the point to this video is. I guess some advice for those of you that are younger and are trying to plan your life. It's really easy to stray away from what you thought you wanted. So if you got a clear goal and a clear thought of what you want, go after it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, because we're capable of anything. I don't doubt that for a second. And hi, Thea. What you doing?
Grandpa, can we play the bullseye?
The darts?
Yeah.
Yeah, give Grandpa 2 minutes and then I'll come in and we'll play, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'll be right in, okay? You can stay out here with me with the fire if you want. Sorry about that. That's just life. my granddaughters, 2 of my granddaughters are over here right now. We have 5 and we have a 6th grandchild on the way. So you can sit down and chill by the fire if you want. So anyway, that's my advice. If you know what you want, go after it. Don't be afraid to go get it. And whatever you do, live your life with passion. I try really hard. I still enjoy my work. I don't mind what I do at all. In fact, I enjoy what I do. I don't like to travel, but I've tried to instill this in my kids too. It's like whatever you're doing, find a way to enjoy that, because it's what you're doing. And if it's your job, you might be doing it for 40 years. So I always look at it as I do the hard work so that I can have the fun. So I can sit around here with my granddaughter on a Friday night and talk to all you fantastic people. I really enjoy doing this. If you're digging the videos, please give me a subscription, a thumbs up, a comment. I love hearing people's opinions, and let me know what you think. Hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Skål till alle dere som norsk. Ha det godt. Vi snakkes igjen snart. For all of you that are Norwegian, we'll talk again soon. And peace, love.